Welcome again to my channel, LR Retro. Today, we will review the next chapter of Grappler Baki, the prehistoric Pickle arc. It's the chapter where the whole world discusses the fate of Pickle. Do you think the prehistoric man can still live peacefully after this incident? Let's find out. But first, please know that you can buy the new Grappler Baki volume collections, Baki the Grappler Season 1 and 2 DVDs, and Bandai's Grappler Baki figurine on the link on the description below. By buying, you can help the channel grow and release more Baki videos. Please subscribe and let's begin. The chapter starts inside a certain hospital. Hanma Baki is currently doing a checkup. Dr. Kariha then said, "Thank you for all of your effort." That was the end of it. I have to admit that this was a really intrusive checkup. But if you get the chance to check one of the strongest creatures on this planet, to do this much is to be expected, isn't it? By just looking at your body, you can tell that you don't go through life like most. Maybe this test was done a bit too late. Even a professional fighter wouldn't end up with such a chopped up body like yours. I already knew that much, but that wasn't the reason why I came here. I just want to make sure that there is no problems with my body. Since a lot has happened in my life during these last few years, it's always good to be aware of your own situation. If there are any problems, I will contact you. Thank you for your time. After that, Dr. Shinogi looked at the image of the brain of Hanma Baki. And he became really surprised. He then called one of his acquaintance saying, "It's me. Come here, now. Yes, right now. I don't care if you are with a woman right now, or in front of 60 million people, come here now. I can't believe this." Then his friend arrived at the hospital. He then said, "Kura, Mogi, come here. Now, what was so important for me to come so fast that you didn't care who I was with or what I was doing?" Kariha replied, "Mogi. This. What the puck? It's an image of the brain of Hanma Baki." "This is a brain?" "Yes, this is the brain of a man. To be more precise, it's the frontal lobe of an 18-year-old Japanese boy. But this? Those folds? Or are those wrinkles? We are brain scientists, and as such, we use several schematics to scan a brain. And seeing as I am revered as one of Japan's best brain scientists, I want to ask you, who has just as much experience as me with this subject, if you think that this is really possible. Because this. Well, it's needless to say that, if you compare this one to the other one, it really does look satanic. Mogi. The creases and wrinkles on this brain are really extensive and truly disturbing." Kura. "We are also human, right? So why is it so? This brain is really. It's great. If this is really a brain, I'm so excited right now. Was this a product of chance? Or maybe God doing some sort of mischief? This really is some kind of a miracle." "Wait. I have a question. This isn't a brain scientist like me should ask, but I have to. I am listening. Kura. Is the owner of this really from the human race? The owner of this brain must be one real demon. Mogi. He really exists. And you wouldn't believe it if you see him." That day, in a certain park in Tokyo, the newspaper will report that there was a huge stampede of rats. And the cause for this passed by there only a few moments later. And no one would expect it because he was nothing more than a boy who had no clue that he was the reason for it. We now move on inside the Karakuan underground arena. The scientists are saying, "What do you think should be done? What would you do if you had to make the decision? Isn't it the big debate right now? Would you put him back? I don't know if that would be the best thing. But let's be honest, from here on out, to us modern people, he will be a constant subject to our curiosity." The Prime Minister Yukio Hatoyama then said, "Should we put him back again, or is that not a decision we of the modern age can make? What do all of you think? He is peacefully sleeping right now, is it really that big of a deal either way? It's more about who will take responsibility for Mr. Pickle. And who will be the first to take an actual stand regarding his situation. Well, to me, he is nothing more than a great ancestor. But as he might just be the oldest human being in existence, he does deserve our respect. And he does seem like such a nice man. Mr. Payne, do you have any suggestion?" As I stated before, your words are spoken with too much ease. The source and point of this meeting exceed your simple words. The discovery of this man was a huge event for science, in more ways than one. If you truly place him back in that rock of ice in New Mexico, you will lose all that Pickle had to offer us, who live in this current society. Now, it seems that your main focus is the future of the people living in this current day and age. But at the end of the day, you just have to come up with two solutions that please the general public, don't you? Well said, that is why you are in charge of Pickle. Mr. Stridham, you were the one who said he was an important cultural piece of property. And yet, from what I hear, you allow him to take part in these martial art fights. You are making a complete mockery of his importance. Is that true, Mr. Stridham? Pickle and I made a promise. A promise? How could the two of you make a promise when he doesn't understand a word you say? It's not a promise that was made by using words. What kind of nonsense are you spouting? That is just truly absurd. At schools, at the office, at shops, even at home. They were talking about what to do with Pickle. To place him back in the rock of ice. Or allow him to live with us in this day and age. In France. In Germany. In the USA. In India. At the summit where all of them meet. It covered the entire globe. A heated discussion as to what to do with Pickle. To put him back in the original rock salt layer. It gained 500,001,572 ballots. Or live together with us in the present day. Only 500,543 voted. The result of the votes of about 1 billion people came in. It was a very narrow win for one side with about 1,000 votes. But a decision has been made. The reporters then confronted Dr. Payne saying, "Dr. Payne, do you have any thoughts? Now that he has to return." I think it is a stupid thing to do. But it is a decision the entire world has come to. So from here on out, there will only be silence. After that, Dr. Payne talked to Captain Stridham saying, "Only 1,000 votes. This is truly stupid of mankind. And what will we say to Pickle? I don't think that something as simple as sorry will work." Back in the laboratory, the prehistoric man managed to escape his extremely durable prison. Dr. Payne then added, "But that is not the main problem. The amount of secrets and clues his presence held. I was so close to uncovering some of them. All of a sudden, something extremely huge falls from the sky. It's the head of the T-Rex that is inside the lab. But its body has been eaten." Then Pickle sits on the top of the T-Rex's head. They then questioned, "Pickle. But why?" For the first time ever, Pickle shows gratitude by saying, "Stridham, this is a thank you. For honoring your promise. I brought you a little souvenir." So while the world smiles as they decide what to do with Pickle, he is going to go to Tokyo. What do you think of this chapter? Do you think the prehistoric man will be able to go to Japan? Or do you think he will be put back to sleep? Comment down your opinion below. Special thanks to Stranger Dragons Prevail, Francois, The Real Zurvan, a Patreon of the Uts, Jacket, Johnny Might, JJF, OK, Vega Punk, Isom Harris, Awesome Swayable, Trond Becker, Will, Thomas West, Casey, Dead Fox 0606, John Vinovich, Ahmed Zoyer, Joshua Ash, Aiden, Mars Kane, Claudio Aguilera, Francisco Carrillo, Jaden Robinson, Carlos Rios, Reiner Braun, Tarek Abujaber, and Brennan. We really appreciate your help. If you want to support my channel, please subscribe to my Patreon, LR Sean. I will put a link in the description below. Our next video will be about the rematch of Stridham vs Hanma Yujiro. Stay tuned.